Hello everyone, good morning. I'm going to look at problem number 70 in Leetcode. Climbing stairs. As you can see, this is an easy problem. This is a DP problem. So let's look at the description. You're climbing a staircase. It takes n steps to reach the top. Each time you can climb 1 or 2 steps. In how many distinct ways can you climb to the top? Let's look at example 1. Input n is equal to 2. Output is 2. Explanation. There are 2 ways to climb to the top. 1 step plus 1 step, 2 steps. This is because you are at a staircase, let's say, and at a time you can take only 1 step at a time, which means you will just jump 1 stair and then you will jump another stair. So which means 1 step plus 1 step, this is one way. Otherwise, since the problem says that you can jump 2 steps at a time, you will be jumping the 2 stairs at a time, right? So there are 2 different ways by which you can reach the top. Now look at example 2. Input n is equal to 3, output is 3. Explanation. There are 3 ways to climb to the top. How? You can just jump 1 step at a time. So 1 step plus 1 step plus 1 step. Otherwise, what you can do is you can jump 1 step and then jump 2 stairs. So which means this is another way of reaching that stair. And then what you can do is at the initial step itself, you can jump 2 steps and then you will climb 1 stair. So by which also you can reach the top. So there are 3 different ways by which you can climb to the top. Now the constraints. N is greater than or equal to 1 and it's less than or equal to 45. Okay, so now how can we formulate or form the solution for this? So let's say our destination is n. Okay, and you are starting from the first stair. At some point in time, you will be at ith stair. So basically we know that since from 1 we are starting, we know that it's going to be 1 step because you cannot be taking 2 steps at a time. Now if you consider 2, you will be taking either 1 step or you will be jumping to 1 plus 1, right? Or you'll be jumping 2 steps at a time. So 2 different ways. Okay, so now what about ith stair? Okay, so now ith stair, how would you formulate a solution to go to I? At ith stair, basically a decision depends upon the number of ways we want to move up. So one is you can take 1 step at a time or you can just take 2 steps at a time, which means if I've taken the ith step, which means I'll be at I minus 1th stair, where again I have to decide between 2 paths. Can I take 1 step path or the 2 step path? Now if I've taken the second way, which means I've taken 2 steps at a time from ith stair, I would have not even reached the I minus 1 stair, but then I would be at I minus 2th stair, where again I'll be deciding between can I take 1 steps or I can take 2 steps. Right? So if I explored the path 1, I would be having a completely different set of answers, and then if I explore the path 2, I would be having a complete different set of answers. So basically I have 2 different paths at ith stair. So which means the total number of ways of reaching the top is going to be the summation of the number of ways I can reach and by taking 1 step at a time, and the summation of the number of ways I can reach the nth step by taking 2 steps at a time, right? So this is, it's simply a one-dimensional DP problem. So let's write the corner case. If n is equal to 1, you need not bother, you can just return 1 because there is only one way here you can climb or reach step 1. Now let's have one-dimensional DP problem, which is going to store our intermediary steps here. So this is going to start from, this array is going to start from 0th index, which means we have to return the nth answer corresponding to nth stair. So therefore the memory allocation is to be n plus 1, right? So now what about dp of 0? Do we have the 0th stair? No, we don't have. What about dp of 1? You know that dp of 1 is going to be 1. There is no way where you can use the second one. What about dp of 2? Can you use 2? Yes, of course we can use. So dp of 2 is going to be 2. That's because using 1 plus 1 I can reach stair number 2, or I can take 2 steps at a time. Now what about 3 onwards? 3 onwards, we're just going to use the same formula. So I is less than or equal to n because we're just calculating the number of ways where you can reach n. So I plus plus, right? So dp of I is going to be dp of I minus 2, or I minus 1, let's answer from I minus 1, plus dp of I minus 2. right? I can take one step at a time, or I can take two steps at a time, right? Why are we not considering it from I equal to 2? Because when you consider from I equal to 2, you have to add 1 and 0, which is not the case. Whereas for other steps, it is going to be, for the other indexes, it's going to return the correct answer. Okay, so now we've just considered 3, right? So which means for 3, let's say, you will be reaching dp of I minus 2, which is 2 steps, right? As per this problem, dp of 3 is equal to dp of I minus 1, which is dp of 2 plus dp of, let me write it at the top, otherwise it might be confusing for certain people. So what we're saying is dp of 3, right? So dp of 3 is dp of 2, dp of 2, right, plus dp of 1. Okay, so now dp of 2 is 2, we have calculated already, and dp of 1 is 1, right? So which means 2 plus 1, which is 3, right? So because we can use 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? Or you can jump 2 steps at a time and then 1, or you can do 1 plus 2. Now what about 4? So dp of 4 is going to be dp of 3 plus dp of 2. Now dp of 2 is 2 and dp of 3 is 3, which means this is 5. So now let's see. So you have to climb the 4th stair. So which means you will climb 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Or you can jump 2 steps at a time, and then you can jump 1 step at a time plus 1 step at a time. Or you can do 2 steps at a time plus, and then you can jump 2 steps at a time, right? And then what you can do is you can jump 1 step at a time, you can jump 2 steps at a time, and then you can jump 1 step at a time. And then what you can do is you can jump 1 step at a time, you can jump 1 step at a time, and finally you can jump 2 steps at a time. So apart from this, you do not have any other ways of reaching the 4th stair. So of course it is also 4, right? So this problem basically works, the solution basically works, right? So what about the time complexity? So you just have a single loop, and it basically is running less than or equal to n times, so which means it's going to be O of n, right? So let's run the code. Oh, I forgot the return statement. Yeah, so you have to return dp of n. So now let's run the code. Accept it. And it's a successful submission, faster than 100%. So as you can see, this is a easy TP problem, climbing stairs. So you can just take step 1 or 2 steps, so right, or usually translates to addition. Okay, so you have to basically consider, can I take I minus 1 steps, or I can take I minus 2 steps, 1 step or 2 steps at a time. That basically dictates the formula. Okay, I hope it was clear. Thank you guys. Bye.